I found my father fully naked, and when he saw me, it was like he had seen an angel. Story time. Disclaimer, not my story. I'm a 24-year-old female with an identical twin sister. If you saw my sister, you would immediately think it's me. Anyway, to cut the story short, sometimes we switched places with her on things like exams and no one would notice. We switched places a number of times until last year when she was involved in an accident and passed away on spot. Having been the first on the scene, I got a crazy idea to switch and just become her. She had a nice life and a much better life ahead of her. She had a nice job, a good relationship, nice car, while I had nothing, and I had even moved back home. At the funeral, I heard my mom say she was relieved it was me, and not her favorite daughter, Nakato. Fast forward to living life in Nakato's point of view, I discovered that Nakato was the reason for my downfall. She was practicing a lot of witchcraft. She had bewitched me to never be successful. Everything I do or touch, ngachooneka. She had bewitched everyone to leave me. It was a lot. Her phone really had a lot. I sat down and for a minute, I started crying. Remember, she was living with her boyfriend. And so to fit in my disguise, I had to go live with her boyfriend. When he found me crying, he said, "I thought you didn't like your sister, so why are you crying? You were going to off her anyways. The universe took care of that. You should be celebrating. And now, when your dad finally dies, you will inherit everything by yourself. And we will be rich." Omutima gwannuma, omutima gwammenyeka. I couldn't believe all this. The next day, I received a phone call from our dad asking to meet at the usual spot. I was wondering what spot, so I found a way to ask what spot without blowing my cover. So I went to meet my dad and it turned out this place was a motel in Jokolila. Keep in mind, everyone still thinks I'm Nakato. On reaching the motel, I was directed to a room, and there I found my father, fully naked, and when he saw me, it was like he had seen an angel. He quickly locked the door and immediately started touching me inappropriately. I couldn't blow my cover, but as I was going to lay on the bed, he told me to turn, and I did. He put some oil on my body while he massaged my bum. The next thing I felt was a sharp pain of him penetrating me in my butt. I have never experienced so much pain like that in my entire life. After he was done, I entered the shower and curled up in the corner. A million thoughts running through my head, wondering when my father started sleeping with Nakato, and why was she always okay with it. I then heard my father's voice saying, "Once again, Nakato, I don't need anyone else knowing about this. Otherwise, you won't appear anywhere on my will." I started wondering how my sister was willing to do all this just because she wanted to be our dad's heir. How far can someone go to get riches? On my way home, I couldn't stop wondering why I had chosen this life. It had always looked perfect from the outside, but little did I know, it was a wreck. I want to get out of the situation, but how do I do that? As for my mom, I have nothing but buchai towards her. But how do I get out of this? And in case you are wondering when he started sleeping with her, it was when she was 17, according to the chats on her phone. Nze naguddewo n'ekigo.